Anything particular? Same old body aches?
Everything's great, whatever.
Everything's great. Okay.
I'd like to get rid of this, after Christmas, let's diet.
Well, you know what? This is my personal opinion about dieting. We diet. Our diet is what we eat. There is no such thing as diet. And you just restrict what you eat. That's stupid. Okay, you really should and need to just figure out what your body likes, what your body thrives on, not just what tastes good.
Not Utah truffles.
No, Utah truffles are not part. I mean, but it's okay to have a treat.
I love Brussels sprouts. I love spinach.
Yeah.
I love broccoli. I love cabbage. Oh, you can't name it.
She loves vegetables. I do too.
There's not one I don't like.
Okay, what we have to realize is when I eat this way, and like for me, I love fresh, but my body actually does better with lightly steamed veggies.
With what?
Lightly steamed veggies
Steamed
or
veggies.
sauteed versus fresh. My body, I still eat some fresh, but I eat more of the other because that's what my body, I can see the difference. I don't eat much breads because they plug me up. They make me feel just like the system it churns and it just doesn't work as well. I limit my treats, but I like treats, right? And it's okay to have treats.
He has been wonderful.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I'll give him a bite of ice cream, and he relishes it. But he never asks for it.
That's good.
He hasn't had a Dr. Pepper since
Hey,
started.
This is Debbie talking, okay?
Can we get closer to you? I've got both hearing aids in.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's up.
I can do this, but then they can't see my
I know, I want
hands
to.
there. We want to be able to see, so. So anyway, this is kind of how Debbie feels. I feel like if I can't live without my coffee. I can't live without my Dr. Pepper.
If you feel that way.
That's an addiction.
What is?
But it's okay. I mean, we can have the same addiction. I mean, we can have healthy food and we just are so rigid and so strict that all we eat is this, that it's almost the same. I mean, it can be an addiction as well.
So you kind of approve of a bite of ice cream.
I approve of finding, now for me,
And you know what?
it's not going to be ice cream. When I eat ice cream within a half an hour, I am doubled over in pain.
Oh my gosh.
So I can't have it.
Right.
Or I can, and I double over in pain.
Give me your portion.
Yeah. So as we head into the new year, right? Rather than, oh my gosh, we're going to get plastered on advertising, social media, you're going to get plastered with all of these newfangled things that you've got to do. You've got to do this, these restrictive, no.
It's crazy.
Let yourself be okay. It's the same thing as when we do yoga. Let yourself be okay that, it's taking me how many years to get to this place? It might take me a little bit of time to get out of this place. And so that's what yoga is all about. That is what yoga is that connection, okay? So go ahead, close your eyes. Sit still for a second and just find the breath, okay? I love homemade, okay? I'm not much for store-bought stuff.
You're a good cook and we miss you next door.
I love homemade. I love the times when I have time to make it. Okay. I cherish the ingredients I use. I love if I'm rushed to do a project, to do a cooking, then usually, for me, like for a dinner or something, if it's like I haven't had time to prep it, then it's usually eggs and a vegetable, you know, because it's
Eggs and
fast.
vegetables every day, that's what we've been eating in the bread for breakfast.
So, and I do that for dinner. So, but it's okay, you know, it's just so, what we have to do, and this I think is a truth. Go ahead and close your eyes and breathe. We really have to find out two things. One, what is it my body thrives on? What is it that makes me feel physically like I can do everything that I need to get done? What gives me the energy and the fuel to continuously be able to work, to play, and to do both hard? That's something that you've got to figure out. The second thing is I think you really have to look at what you do, and especially when you are just craving constant stuff that does not feed your body with anything other than calories. When you are craving that, you need to take a look at what's in my life that is creating that crave. And how do I get back? Because I don't really crave that stuff. I like it on occasion. But I crave the healthy because of what it helps me do and helps me feel. So as we practice yoga, that's a part of yoga. It's maybe not moving into poses, but it's a part of that connection. So hold still, pause, hands can be on thighs. Find your breath, not that it's lost, so you're just kind of paying attention to it, and then just make it smooth. Doesn't have to be a long exhale, doesn't have to be short. But we just try to smooth. So oftentimes, and I will hear this in class, I'll hear somebody breathing and it sounds like this. That isn't smooth, okay? Smooth is an inhale that is just there, right? Long and slow, and the exhale is there as well. And there's a smoothness to it, which means the muscles are working in tandem. The system is working to just create that breath. Doesn't mean we don't have to hold a breath, because sometimes we can hold. It doesn't mean that we never want to work on lengthening, because lengthening the breath is fabulous for increasing our lung capacity. So today, as we practice, we're just going to work on this breath. And then we're also going to work on, instead of all the shoulds that we do, I call it shoulding ourselves. We don't need to have a list of, I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. Let's change that up, and I want to do this. I want to do this. Can we recognize that this body is such a gift that to put healthy food in becomes a want because of what comes out? The same thing with exercise. I recognize that my body's stronger with exercise. The same thing with our thoughts and where we let our mind go. The same thing with our study and our mental and reaching beyond to God, to the universe, to a higher power. Making sure that all those aspects are a part of my life, and I want them. To me, even craving something really, really good, we can do too much. Go ahead and blink those eyes open. Stretch the arms up. Just leave them right here. Thumbs reach up and then go ahead and see if you can turn thumbs down. Oh yeah. Take them up. Take them down. Take them up. Palms up. Elbows come in. As the elbows come in, you'll feel the shoulders come down. Let them come down. It's an awesome thing. Take it back up. Let them come down. Yeah. Take them back up. Let them come down. Keep them down, and then your thumb is just like you're hitchhiking. It's just so your palms are going to try and face up. It's like it's not working. Yeah, just pull that back. Pull that back. We're doing this without bands. We're just finding that take, that give in the shoulders. And then go ahead and plant one hand and come up. And then reach forward, bring your hands right down here to the thigh. Try to push the foot into the floor and just round. Tuck your chin, let your chin tuck. It will lengthen the back of your neck. And then slowly just unwind. Ooh, come back to center. Maybe move your head a little bit. Ooh, how does that feel? Your shoulders a little bit. Plant the hand. Up and over. Oh, find that stretch, right? That reach. Pulling down with the hips, finding the reach, and then come down. Hand plants. Feet are planted. Find the stretch and the give. Tuck your chin. Let your head just hang. And then come back up. And come back to center. Let's just look over one shoulder and then the other. Couple of times. Move with your breath. Again, it's smooth. So if my breath were not smooth, my movement probably would be a little jerky. So we just make it smooth. And then go ahead, one ear to the shoulder. Pull this opposite shoulder down a little. It just gives you this beautiful stretch. Oftentimes you'll see people do this, and sometimes we'll do that. But I don't like the pull of the body to get it deeper. Come back up. I don't like forcing. Come to the other side and then pull that shoulder down. Just feel as if somebody's got their hand on your shoulder and they're just kind of pushing down on it a little bit. Stretching the sides of the neck. Go ahead and bring the chin down towards this shoulder. And then come through the center. And then come to this shoulder. When you're over at the shoulder, you will feel the stretch. Okay? Sternocleidomastoid muscle. Okay? Covers those. That's where it's. Most muscles are like where they're inserted, the names. Come back through the chin down. Come back to this other side and just feel the stretch down there. And then bring the head up. Go ahead and ear to shoulder, look, down, and then up. Let the chin go up. Let the whole neck just expand. Jut your jaw. So let your jaw, you might have to get your lip out there. Just get that jaw jutted. You'll feel a stretch. And then I'd like you to feel as if you've got that racquetball. We haven't even started using them yet. It's right here on your throat. And come up and over. And there's going to be a place where your chin won't come down, but you're pushing as if it's going to come down. And you'll feel that between your shoulder blades on your back. Come back up. Do one more of those. Reach the chin. Jut the jaw. Find the stretch on the neck, and then find the ball. In fact, if you want, you totally can take your ball and practice that. You bring it up, and you put, and as it's there, it doesn't really change my voice a ton because I'm not pressing on the neck, but it gives my back of the neck some added space between those vertebrae. And then you can release that. Oops, ball escaped.
Loose ball.
Oh, loose. And then kind of just notice. It's like, oh, I feel better because I did that. And I think that's really important. Come down to our feet. Oh, I can honestly say I haven't taken the time to roll through my feet. It's been a busy few weeks. Just saying, which it has been for all of us, right?
How'd your Christmas party go?
Good. Good. So finding, yeah, just some pressure and rolling across those feet. And then see if you can come, you might have to move the ball out a little bit. Come down and here we split, remember the toes? Yeah, socks off are easier when you do this. And then just lift up the heel. So you are compressing toe number 3, 4, and 5. No, 2, 3, and 4. Well, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, big toes on one side, pinky toes on the other. I'm creating some space. I'm trying to, and then bring that down. You'll notice that the tops of the toes start to go white. It's because you've cut off blood supply. You're like, well, that doesn't sound very good. If we kept it that way, it wouldn't be, but we're not going to keep it, right? So you're just going to release and you'll see and feel. And then go ahead, here we come, up and over. Grip the ball, come to a point of the foot. Yeah, find that stretch and that give, the tightness and the calf, and then come back down. Find this again. We will do this probably pretty much every week. This could be done every day. I noticed, in fact, as I was driving here, I keep one of these in my car. I usually keep it and I roll it on the seat while I'm driving. You know, I get up there, up and down my back. And, okay, roll up and over. Here we come again. Stretching. Try to spread your foot as wide as it possibly can spread. Yeah, pointing the toes aren't pointing, but the foot is pointing. This might cramp. If it cramps, you just come out and come back in. But you're finding that reach and then release and then come back. We're going to do this again after we've done the toes. Find any tight places, right? Any places that are tight, that are painful. And then we're doing one more little movement. We've kind of swirled around on it. This is called shearing. And you're going to start, go watch my foot. It comes clear over to the side, so turn your foot in. And then you're going to push into that ball hard and slide it across to the other side. And then come back, pushing hard. Back and forth. Back and forth. Finding, that's a little different than when we just find a place. Now, take and put your toes down and the ball is underneath the heel. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing. Turn it in so that the ball is kind of on the inside and push down and roll across. Down and roll across. Down. Yeah, finding that movement. Okay, then we're going to do one more thing. Go ahead and take it as far, like I'm on my heel, my leg's almost straight. Okay, I'm going to push into that ball and pull it all the way forward to my toes. And then I'm going to push. So I'm now shearing long ways. And I don't know if that would even, probably still shearing means going across the grain. Kind of like how we cut our meat if we have beef. We cut against the grain. And then move it to the other toe, other foot. Find tight places, sore places. Yeah. So we've got storm, it looks like, all the way through the weekend.
You got what?
We've got storming. It looks like storming all the way through the weekend, right? A white Christmas. I love it. We need it, right?
Except for people who travel.
Except if they're traveling. Yeah. I actually get my parents for Christmas. They're going to come stay with us, so that's fun. Okay, so come down, split the ball between your toes, and then lift your heel. That compresses those toes. It kind of hurts. It might feel a little bit, and most of it is coming because it's cutting off the blood supply. And then you drop the heel and pick it, just lift the toes, and they get white again, or they get red again, they get pink again. Go ahead and come down, come up and over. Make that ball of the foot as wide as you can make it. Point the arch of the foot. You're trying to get from the shin all the way down, one long line. And then come back, split the ball again, and then come up and over, round through, find that reach. You might get a cramp in the arch. If you do, just come back in. You might get one in your calf, just come back in, reach. And then come back, okay? We're gonna find that shearing. So start, turned in. I know. You become coordinated with the balls under the feet. And then you're gonna push and go across to the inside and push back and push down, over and back. This is actually like strumming the muscle down, forward and back, all the way over and back. And then go ahead and put the ball of the foot down. The heel's now gonna do, come in and out. Just finding that particular motion, just side to side on that ball. And then it's gonna come out a little, we're gonna take it all the way to where our heel leg is almost straight, and you're gonna pull it in, push it out, going with the grain of the muscle here, because the muscle fibers go this way. And there's not a lot of muscle underneath here. Most of it's tendons. There you go. All righty. Forward. Block. We're going to do our calves. Okay, so make sure you move that block forward enough that you don't have more than a right angle. You don't have a deeper bend. I'll go sideways. So if I'm here, that's deeper than a 90-degree angle in that curve. Okay, and I want to have this here and down. Okay, push the heel. Yeah, go ahead and lean. Now, the lean is not this. I'm really trying to take the chest, like the sternum's got a string, and it's coming this way. I'm not going to do here either. I'm going to keep my head in line. So I'm trying to just hinge. We're going to come in and out of this hinge. This is great for the hips, okay? So I want you guys to come onto the chair like I am. So you're going to keep on your chair. You're going to take your block and move it off to the side, going this way. There you go. And then you're going to turn, and you're going to have it so that you've got one rear end cheek is on the chair. This other one is off. Does that make sense? So keep going. Keep the block going so you don't, yeah. And then with the one that's off is where the foot is. Okay, but it's just the ball of the foot. So you got to push the block a little more forward, Larry, a little bit more forward with the block. Yeah, and then, yeah, drop. So lean, you're going to actually feel this deeper into your hip this way, with the hip off the chair. Go ahead and come forward more. Put your hands on your thighs or your elbows, right? Lean, reach back. This is kind of hanging off the chair. Reach back that way. So the sit bone is trying to reach the opposite way that your weight is taking there. That gives you a little extra stretch. Now I want you to come up with your body, and you're going to lean back down. Tighten your leg as if there's an ace bandage around it. Tighten this part of the leg. Tighten up here on this part of the leg as well. Okay, you're going to come up, you release it. So I want you to squeeze your muscle, push down. You're going to feel this all the way up into your glutes. Come back up, squeeze it down. Come back up, release it. Squeeze, tighten that leg, come back down. You know that I sit and fiddle. How can we work our legs in a seat? It's one of the hardest things to do when we get a little more sedentary, is to still work. And these are our biggest muscles in our body. So again, one more. Lean, squeeze, stay as tight as you can. You can kind of tell, you'll be able to see some tendons in your feet. Okay, you can feel your calf tight. You can feel up in your thighs tight. Just squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, and then release. And then go ahead and just move. That's a lot of movement. But notice I'm still kind of hanging off the chair. Yeah. Go both directions, in and out. You can totally do circles if you want your leg up in the air. Okay, and then this block, you just have to move around to the other side. Chairs and doing yoga in chairs can be more difficult, okay? But because it takes us longer to get into position, move the block a little bit more. Yeah. Ball of the foot on the block, heel reaching to the floor, okay? Forearms on the thighs, just find the knee, right? And the sternum, beautiful, beautifully done. Go ahead and come up, and then as we come down, squeeze. Tighten the calf, tighten the shin, tighten the thigh, squeeze the glute as you come down, working the leg. Come back up. Come down. Even if you've got belly fat that is in the way of your leg, you can still squeeze that leg, and this movement works the glute when we've got it squeezing. Here, the glute is stretching. When we come up with that little squeeze, that's a contraction. So come back down. Is that okay on your knee? That doesn't bug your knee, does it? Come back up. That doesn't bug your knee, does it? Yeah, good. Come back down. Squeeze tight to bring it back up. Okay? With it hanging off the chair, we get a little bit more of that motion. Find that squeeze. Keep the squeeze as you come up and then release. 3 more. Take the squeeze, tighten the muscle, use the muscle to bring your body up. Take it down, find the lean, use the muscle, squeezing tight to bring it back up. Come back down. Last one. Squeeze and bring it all the way up, and then shake out that leg. Yeah, that leg needs to be shaken out. So find some movement in that one. And then you can grab your block and bring it back forward. I don't know about you, but some of that kind of work really makes my legs warm and tired, right? And you feel that. Go ahead and pick up your block. It's going to go between your thighs. Feet are right below your knees. Okay, so I don't want this, and I don't want this. So it's just right there below. Okay, hold the block up. You've done this one. This is not new. Hands are on the block. You're squeezing with your legs the block as you push down. You will feel, actually, let's move the block up a little higher. You'll feel it better. So it's up a little closer towards the hip socket. Okay, you can totally put forearms on if that's better. You're squeezing the block, so you're trying to not let it drop. But as you push, the flesh of the thighs moves back, the inner thigh. As that happens, the hips that we've just worked and tightened widen. So those hips kind of go a little bit wider, the sit bones. And we're creating a spiral movement in those hips. Come back up, release them, shake them out. Okay, bring it back in, squeeze the block, push down. As you lean, you don't even have to lean, you can just push and feel the thighs widen. So you're squeezing the block. It'll go down a little bit but you're really squeezing, not trying to let it come down. And then release. Yeah, wiggle it out, straighten the legs. Okay, lean. Oh, yeah. Find that hip flexor long. Oh, yeah. Working those legs. Beautifully done. No, I was going to do something else, but I don't think we're going to do it. I lied. We are going to do one more thing with this block. We need to do some wide stuff. So put one foot up on the block. The block is turning out. Yeah, so is your foot. It's matching it. Now, this is the alignment. Move it. Yeah, there you go. You just got short legs. Okay, this is perfect alignment. Okay, this is what I don't want to see. This or that. That knee is right up over the ankle, right up over the block. Go ahead and find sit bones on the chair, right? This one's not, it's going to be harder to push this one on because you've got the leg lifted. Okay, we're going to lean forward in between. So take your left leg, just a little wider.
That's motion.
Yeah, we're trying to get in here. Yeah, move your foot forward more. Let this foot come out this way. Yeah, that's what we want. Now, as you go down, okay, you can let the knees widen. I'd like you to feel as if this shin is pushing that way. This shin is pushing not only that way, but that way. So there's a double motion going there. And you're creating space in between the hip sockets. Oh yeah, I can find all sorts of things, can't I? He's like, what the freak? I've never had my legs this wide apart. Go ahead and release by tucking the tailbone. Oh yeah, hip flexor work. Okay, so what that does, so we have this hip socket, right? And then we have this femur bone. And on the edge of this femur bone, it has a little neck at the top of it, and then a ball. And that ball fits right in this socket, okay? But everything, all the muscles up here that help us do all this bending, some of the muscles go down through, but some of them stop, and then the tendon goes down through and they attach. But they go through this ball and socket. And so when we create space, it's like we're doing this with our leg bone. We're going, and we're creating space for movement. Let's do the other side. We'll come back and do one side. Well, we may, I don't know. Okay, this is something I have to do with my hip injury. I have to do this every day. I have to get that hip away from the bone. Because what's happened on mine is I've got some of the cartilage on the top of that ball is gone. And a lot of that comes from a lot of my dance and that super turnout that I've had, okay? So take the block a little wider. Yeah, I know. And forward more. Don't fall. Oh, cramping? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yes. And then take your other foot and step it this way. Oh, yeah. Just where you can. Oh, I know. He's like, what the freak? You know what, Larry? Take yours down. You can totally do that there. Should have done that on the other side. That'll be less intense. Okay? And then move. So if that makes a difference for you. And then you're leaning right through the middle. Yeah, it's that same lean we just did. And then we're finding, okay, we're not letting, so you've got what I've got. See how my foot can turn out, but the knee can't? That's really, really awkward on the knee. So bring it here. So yeah. And then that shin is going that way. You're just trying to, it's like there's somebody's pulling that. And at the same time, this one's going not only this way, but a little bit to the side, and you're creating space. You're creating space in those hips. Yeah. He's like, no way. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then to come out of it, you kind of sit up, but then you're going to, if you tuck your tailbone, yeah. And then bring those legs down and shake out. It's kind of a yummy feeling when we're done. But what we've just done is we've pulled.
You can feel that.
Create space. You can feel the space. Almost all of our tightnesses as we age are muscles that they've either atrophied and they're not as strong, which happens. It's going to happen. The other thing is we haven't created the space, and if we don't move it, it does this. They just shorten the space with the muscles, and then when we go to move, it's like, I can't do that anymore, right? So good stuff. All right, we're going to go wide a little bit, okay? This time, take a look at the feet. You don't need the blocks, okay? I'm going to try to turn my feet in, but not really let my knees knock, okay? You're going to feel this on the outside of the calf, yes, down through the ankle. We're working legs today. Did you guys notice that? Come, okay, you might want to walk them a little forward so that you can come right to the edge of that chair. You're right on the edge of that chair. Okay, find that give. You can don't worry about the ball. You can go ahead and your hands can come right here in between. You're going to push the back of your hand into your thigh. You're going to try to pull the thighs together. You'll feel this. Yeah. Try to pull them out. Try to pull those knees in. And then release. Let them wag. Okay. Stretch them long again. Okay. When we're seated, the poor little hip flexor is contracted. It still is contracted a little bit here, but it's lengthening, and you can feel the length right there. Okay. So the psoas, yeah, it's just our biggest muscle to let us do this, to be able to lift. So that's what we're going to do now, okay? So sitting back, take one leg, it's gonna come up. Now you can go out to the side, you can cross it back over and bring it down. Take it up, take it out to the side. We'll reverse it in a minute. Back over and down. Bring it up, take it out to the side, take it over and back down. Now reverse it. Coming in, you're going to try and take it this way. It doesn't move very far. And then take it out and then bring it back down. Two more of that. Up. Just a little. Don't pull on the knee, but maybe on the thigh. Find that little stretch. And then back down. Ooh, it's starting to burn. Come back in. Yeah, take it back out. And then release it. Sit up. Go ahead and shake it out. In fact, stand up and just walk it out. Can't see my head. Okay, just walk, make a circle around your chair. Yeah, find that movement. And then come back and sit down because we have a second side to do. Lengthen those legs out long, okay? Lean back on your chair. And then here it comes. It's coming in, it's going out and around. Bring it in. See, this is one that is just hard. You're crossing it over, taking it out and down. We're going opposite direction this time. Crossing over, take it out and down. Now we'll reverse it. We'll go out first, bring it in and back down. Take it out. You can start to feel the burn and back down. Take it out, cross it over and back down and release it again. Stand up, shake it out. Yeah. Okay, so that's just, and go ahead and just let that wiggle happen. It's just like I'm shaking the knees, and then you can do the hips. Yeah, let the wiggle happen. Let your body just, and I don't know about you, but when I get this way and I really let it start to wiggle, all of a sudden there's just a lightness, right? It's like, oh yeah, okay. And I can laugh at myself and laugh at the changes in the body as we age. And then release. And when you pause, you feel the tingle. You feel the increased blood flow. You feel the increased energy. Beautifully done. Okay, walk around behind for our down sun salutations and down dog. Okay, so find the stretch. Yeah, we've worked a little bit of arms, not enough. So here, hold on to the back of the chair. Okay, and you're just gonna kind of wave your body up and down, just letting the shoulders get a little bit of a stretch. Yeah, beautifully done. And then go down and hold, bend your knees, and just reach your hips as far back as you can allow them to go, as they'll possibly go. Push into your feet, feel that stretch in the back of the hamstring, and then tuck your tailbone round and walk your feet back in. When you get here, we're going to do the same shake. We've worked our hips. We've worked these muscles. So we're going to release them a little bit more than maybe we normally would. Okay? Take it back. Here we go again. Bend those knees. Reach through those hips. Find that length. Round through the spine. Tuck the tailbone. Yep. And walk it back in. And then when you come here, again, swing side to side, roll through the shoulders. Beautifully done. And back. Stretch it out. Last one, find the stretch. Take your feet a little wider this time. So step them out wide. Keep bending the knee and reach. We're going to do one other thing, but we're going to come around to the front of the chair, or you're going to just turn your chair around. Okay, so walk back in. Come. Go ahead and just turn your chairs so they face the back of the room.
Off this chair.
Yeah, just like what Larry's got. Yeah. Okay. Now, your knees are going to go wide. I do want you to take your block and put it right on the chair. Your hands are going to be on the block. Okay. Your feet are going to be wide. So if I was facing you, my feet are wide, my hands are on this block. Okay. I'd like you to, in fact, Larry, you might need to take your socks off for this one because I don't want your feet to slide. Now, sliding feet are death to our body if we're in poses.
She's trying to save it.
Yeah, so Joyce, turn your toes out, the heels in, okay, and you're just gonna come down, oh yeah, and back up, come down, and back up. Now, as you go down, feel like, again, you've got something here and something here, pulling the shins wide, right? Okay, so the shins are going wide, and then as you come up, can you try to feel like you're a zipper? It's just this action all the way up from your legs. Yeah, so hold on to here. You're gonna hold on to the block and just do this with your legs. So the zipper effect is like I'm pulling my legs together, and then I'm pushing them out, and I'm pulling them together. Okay, is that okay on your knee there, Larry? Yeah, good stuff. Widen, yeah, and then pull it in, and widen, and some of the best things we can do for our hips. Does that bug your knee at all?
This has more tender.
It's tender, but it's not hurting, right?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're using the legs, the inner part of the leg to pull it in. Now, go ahead and turn your toes forward. Okay, bend the knees, and just let your body come down. Bend your knees, you're just coming now. Some of you will be able to come all the way. You can put the block on the floor. It's a wide forward fold. You could maybe even get down. Some of you will have that flexibility that you can get down and lower. Yeah. Oh, stretching the back of those legs. Yeah, the toes they'll want to turn out. Make sure the heels are pushing down and that you don't let the toes turn out. Bend your knees, keep a bend in the knee, and you're just, can you feel that in the back of the hamstring and in between the thighs? And then go ahead to come out of this, take one heel in and one heel in, then the other heel in, right? Bend and come slowly up. And then you're just gonna kind of totter and walk your feet back together. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Go ahead and come to your backs on the floor, on your hands. Your favorite part. Oh, you don't need to worry about it. I'll grab this mat, because then they can see me. Yeah, windshield wipers. Get the blanket set up for your head, your neck. We have very loud people out there for us. So you've got this curled so that the back of your neck has something to go, right? Oh, and windshield wipers. Legs just drop to the side. Start with just your knees moving. This massages the back of the sacrum. And then go ahead and as the knees go one direction, look the other. So you're just slowly adding that in. You got it. Bend those knees. Bend those knees.
This.
Yeah. Perfect. Beautifully done.
Thank you.
Okay. So finding just that give and take of the body. This, honestly, I do in bed in the mornings. Even waking up, just feels so good to start the spine rotating around. One of the things that happens, with the aging and the tightening, we don't do a ton of twisting. And our bodies are meant to twist. Those muscles, as we twist one way, one side contracts and the other side lengthens. And as we twist back the other way, then we reverse it. And they get the work, and they need that work. Beautifully done. Yeah. Continually go ahead and now, instead of keeping the feet where they're at, move the feet as wide as you can get them. And you're going to continue the same movement, but it's going to be wider and different. You don't ever push the knee down towards the floor. You're going side to side. So don't let the knee, it's going to fall towards the floor. Just don't push it down. That's one of the worst things you can do for knees. So just find here, that just moves a little bit more into the body, to the sacrum. And then go ahead and bring the feet back together. Okay. Take your elbows, put them by the side of your body, bend your hands so your hands are up in the air. So you bend at the elbow. And then you're just going to push into your feet and roll the hips up and roll them back down. The smoothness of the inhale will take them up. The smoothness of the exhale will bring it back down. Rolling it up, rolling it down. Continuing to do that. Rolling it up, rolling it down. Beautifully done. Perfect. Rolling it up, rolling it down. Releasing, working the glutes a little bit, but really kind of releasing the back and the spine. Beautifully done. And then go ahead and take your knees to the right. I'm just sitting up so that you can, like you can hear me better and see. Just take your knees one direction and hold them all the way to the floor. And then you're going to try and just look the other direction. So if the knees are right, you're looking left. If the knees are left, you're looking right. Yeah, just breathe. Yeah, beautifully done. And then bring the knees up. Take them over to the other side. Fabulous work. And as they go over to the side, they just go, and then you just try to reach. Stretch the body the other direction. The legs go one way. It's just a fabulous twist. When we pause in this twist, the organs in our abdominal cavity, okay, they get compressed on one side and released when we go the other direction. The spine twists. We're doing a myriad of wonderful things. We talked a little bit about why we do our feet the way we do it, right? And we cut off blood flow, and then we insert it when we twist and hold the twist. We're doing the same thing. And then go ahead. Totally Shavasana. Here you go. Bolster underneath the knees. Oh, let those feet just hang open. Oh, Sparky does as he does, yes, and he does fabulous. Yeah, there you go. Let those feet just relax. So you're really taking the body, and when we bend our knees and support them with something, okay, we give our back and our spine and our hips the opportunity to just relax. Take some deep breaths and just try to lie still. Now, stillness, I see so often in class, people that just wiggle, right? Stillness is difficult, and it's okay. And sometimes it takes you the whole of Shavasana to find that mind that is just stopped for just a moment. So you will have thoughts. Let the thoughts come and just say, nice thought, but I'm not going to really dwell on you right now. Don't make a judgment that the thought has come and you shouldn't have thoughts coming. Yeah, that's that shouldiness again. We don't need that in our life. When we lie here and let ourselves really relax and pay attention for a moment to how we feel, and then really try to just let go all that we have to do, all that might be coming up. We've got a busy couple more days before Christmas. Let the breath be long and slow, and then don't even worry about the breath. Deepen your breath. We've got shouting out at the front desk. I don't know if you can hear that on the recording, but it's pretty loud. There's a gal that works out there, it's darling. She's darling. But her voice carries. She's got a voice that really projects. So as we practice, as we move, slowly begin to reawaken, right? Thank you for taking the opportunity to just move your body. Make sure that the rest of the day you don't just sit. Not that you do, but the more we sit, the more stuff tightens up. And I find that as I've aged, right, the tightening takes longer to loosen. I guess that's the best way to say that. Sometimes that's just much harder. I just have to work at it more. So,
I get better with that.
yeah, there you go, because then you can use that knee and leg. Oh, good job. Just come to a seat. I'm gonna turn your chair around, Larry, so that you can sit on that way.
Is this still on?
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of end. We're heading into the holidays. We won't have class next week. So there won't be a new recording for those of you that watch it, but pick a favorite. There are lots of them that you can do. So coming just to a pause, kind of where you're at. You don't always have to, although I always do this, right? I always do the heart and that just because of what that means. But you can totally from here, just the idea of, I see your goodness. And you can do it with every person. I see your goodness, and I bow to that goodness. I thank you for that goodness. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. We'll see you in the new year. Can you believe it? 2022. What's it going to bring?